Anish Shroff here with Jonathan Cooley, defensive pass game coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. So far, when you kind of look at last year to this year, just having reinforcements up front, how does that impact the secondary?
Oh, it's always great when you can rely on the guys up front to dominate and affect the quarterback and kill the run. It allows our jobs to be a lot easier. With us having the ability to be able to play 7-on-7 and having those, longer downs on second down, we can play better coverage and things like that. So we're always going to value the guys up front, and that's always welcome. Make our job a lot easier.
This is a receiving core that's been getting a lot of props. How does that help some of the younger guys who are going up against these receivers?
Oh, I think it's been great competition so far. They've got young guys over there that are hungry. We've got young guys that are willing and ready to prove themselves. And so the one-on-one competitions have been really good the last 2 days. And so they've got something to prove, and also our guys got something to prove. So I think it's iron sharpening iron, and we're just excited to get to see it on a daily basis.
J.C. Horn has been here a while. He's going to be here a while with the new deal. How would you describe how his leadership has grown?
I think he's got so much ownership of what we're trying to do on defense. He understands the brand of ball that we're trying to play, and him consistently being out there has done wonders for his confidence and his belief in what we want to do, and so it kind of permeates throughout the group. He gets to set the tone. So if it's not up to his standard, then people are going to hear about it.
And then Mike Jack, when you guys brought him in last year, I know Dave Canales had some familiarity with him, but what was his most impressive trait defensively?
I think Mike Jack's ability to pick up the game mentally, and him and I are always on the same page as far as understanding what the opponent's trying to do with us. So I see Mike Jack as an extensive of myself because he can communicate out there. He understands what's going to go on, and so we can talk at this high level of football where it's schemes and concepts, how people want to attack us. And it was just brilliant how he showed up, no training camp, and started game one, and you just saw him get better and better each week, and now we get to have him for a full year, so the sky's the limit for him.
You guys threw Shaw Smith-Wade into the fire last year. Now, full off season, new training camp, new season. What are your expectations for him?
I think expectations is truly be himself. He's a very confident individual. He likes to fly around. He can cover guys in the slot. He's very willing to go against blocks and physical. So just continue to develop him within the defense and get him more and more comfortable so he can be himself. He can communicate, and he's shown that through the spring, and he's done a great job so far here. Very proud of the work he's put in.
Shamar Bartholomew was sort of the man of mystery last year. He was on the roster all season. A lot of teams wanted him. What was it about him that made you guys hold on to him?
I think with Shamar is the athletic traits and the athletic profile that he has is something that we love. He's got ball skills and he's physical. Now he's come around, and now he's a big part of our group just as far as mentally understanding what's going to happen, being able to call and communicate, and he's not making mental mistakes, okay, which is a big growth from last year, throwing him into the flyer with a whole new defense, fresh off a training camp with another team.
I know depth at corner has been talked about, but you have four guys who are familiar with your system, who were all here last year. What does that mean to you?
It means the world that we're not starting at day one. You know what I'm saying? Last year, some days were like 50 first dates, whereas we get the stack days, we get to stack the springtime, and we continue to get the build off of it. So Nick Scott jokes in our room that we're having 400 level conversations versus 100 level conversations. So it's been a joy and a pleasure doing football with these guys.
New guy on the back end of the defense, Trayvon Mullen. I had Raiders people text me, you're going to love this guy. What's been your first impression?
My first impression is that he's a quiet assassin. He may not say much, but he's so physical. And then when he gets out there, he kind of turns into a different person. He's got the dark visor. We've been very pleased with his versatility and his physicality. We'll just keep growing him within defense, and I think he'll have a hell of a year.
All right, the other safety position. Let's start with Demani Richardson. You threw him into the fire last year. What has an entire offseason in the same system done for him?
Oh, I think it's done wonders. He understands. He's sure of himself. He asks higher level questions instead of like, hey, coach, do make sure like I'm in this spot. Whereas it's like, this is what I have, okay, and then he helps other people. So his experience has shown up a lot, and we're just happy to continue to see him growing. He's made some plays out here, and the more consistent he develops, he'll continue to do that.
And then finally, I got to ask you about Ransom. What impresses you about him? What impressed you about him when you watched the tape coming out of Ohio State?
I think the most impressive thing about Lathan on the film is his physicality. And then when you meet the guy, got a chance to sit down with him before his pro day, and he was just so impressive of in person. And so, like, his personality, his command, his instincts and smarts show up on a daily basis. And then now that we got the pads on, we'll get to see his favorite part, and just, throwing hands and being physical.
Defensive pass game coordinator Jonathan Cooley.